I spent 3 days ill last week. I spent 3 days with a stomach bug. And I said, oh Allah, I can't bear the hellfire, Ya Rab. I can't bear the hellfire. I can't, Ya Allah, please save me from the fire of hell. Save me from Jahannam. Do you know where these people are going? If no one goes to them, if no one speaks to them, if no one pulls them aside, where are they going? Imagine your brain bubbling and boiling. Imagine being burnt. Imagine trying to climb out of hellfire and your nails crumbling and your skin being fried. Imagine that's happening to you. Imagine that's happening to your cousins. Imagine that's happening to everyone out there, brothers. Where are they going if they don't have Islam? Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. A direct call from Allah. Oh, you who believe, every single one of us He's talking to. Save yourselves. Save yourselves and your people from the hellfire. And what I want to say to you guys is that, firstly, I just want to say how proud I feel at you guys coming here to this, event. It was obviously, a games night, but at the same time, you guys showed up in numbers. Alhamdulillah, I saw the atmosphere is really nice and the brotherhood is good. And you may downplay this, but you don't actually know how blessed you guys are. How blessed you guys are to be, here at university, in the height of the age of fitna, where shaitan and his army are lurking around every single corner. You can't step outside, here and you'll find a girl half naked. It's just all around you. Invitation to sin is left, right, center. It's everywhere right now. And in that age, you guys have decided to shun that, to turn away from that, and have decided to turn to Allah Azza wa Jal. And that's why one of the people who will be under the shade of Allah Azza wa Jal on Yawm al-Qiyamah is Shab, Nash'ata fi ta'atillah. That he is a young person who spends his time in the remembrance of Allah, in the obedience of Allah. Where the desires are at its peak. Like when you're from the age of 18 to the age of like 24, 25, your testosterone is being produced at a different rate, brothers. And at that peak, at that age, the invitation and the calls to sinning are all around you. Are all around you. Wherever you look, they're going to be there. And in that environment, you guys have decided to turn your face away from the dunya and to turn and give yourselves to Allah Azza wa Jal. Give Him back that free will that He gave you when you were born and say, Ya Rab, I will give this free will in trade for paradise. In trade for a life after this, where, as the Prophet ﷺ, he said, that no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and no mind can ever comprehend. That is the paradise of your Lord, my dear brothers, that awaits every single one of you for being obedient on this earth. And I was speaking on the way here, and I was speaking to Junaid, and he mentioned about some Saudi international students when they come here. What do they see? Freedom. They see freedom, they see, subhanAllah, and I've been locked up in my home country, not being able to do whatever I want. And then I come here to the UK, oh yeah, at the SUs, they got their, disco nights or wherever they are, they got their raves, they got their clubs, they got whatever you want to call it, right? And now it's my opportunity to go there and to go and sin and to be a part of this environment and go and enjoy myself finally. La ilaha illallah, you see right in front of me are young brothers who have grown up in that environment, but they've turned away from that. They've decided that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger and everything attached to Islam and the deen of Allah Azza wa Jalla is more beloved to them than following every whim and desire. And my brothers, let me make it very, very clear to you. I understand how difficult it truly actually is in this day and age. And that's why, my dear brothers, if there's one thing you take away from what I'm going to tell you, it is that the lone sheep always gets eaten up by the wolf. This brotherhood that you have, this togetherness that you have, this unity, by Allah, it is more valuable than anything else that you have. This unity of La ilaha illallah is something that it binds people together in a way where nothing else can. Think about this, brothers. Think about this. You have every invitation to sin outside. Yet you are here because you share one thing. That is the kalima. Do you know how powerful that is? How powerful that is in this day and age right now? So never ever downplay what you guys have. Because true brotherhood upon Islam is one of the most beautiful things on planet Earth. And wallahi, it's one of the gifts that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us. That the fact that you could just A stranger could walk through these doors and give a smile, and another brother would give him salam, and he becomes your brother instantly. Wallahi, do you know how beautiful that is? You know? I met this beautiful brother from Azerbaijan just, about 10 minutes ago. And what connects us, man? What connects us? Do you know what I mean? He's like 10 years younger than me. He's from a different country. But, subhanAllah, what does he have in his heart? He has the kalima. And that is the one thing that we share, brothers. And the topic that was given to me was deen versus dunya. And I'm trying to read the room here, and I can see that you guys have some deen in you already, alhamdulillah. But for those of you that are struggling, maybe you're at the back of the pack. Maybe you're trying and it's difficult. Maybe you are pushing, but it's hard. I want to give a reminder to you guys, my dear beloved brothers. And that is that in this dunya, this is not the place for pleasure. This land here, al-ard, this dunya, this is not the land of pleasure, my dear brothers. This land, this dunya, this reality, this time spent on this earth will never truly make you happy. It will never truly bring you true satisfaction in your heart. Because the word dunya comes from the word adna. And adna means the lowest. So this is the lowest realm. And the realm after this of the barzakh, which is in the grave, and then the realm after that, which is al-akhirah, the final, the last realm. Before this, you were in the realm alam al-rah, the realm of the souls. That was before you came into being. And then you were in the realm of the womb. And then now you are in the realm of the dunya. And on this journey, when you die, you will be in the realm of the barzakh, which is the barrier between the dunya and the akhirah. And when the trumpet is blown, then you will be in the realm of the hereafter. The land of the afterlife. The journey of the soul ends there. And this period here, if you are looking for pleasure and satisfaction and total happiness here, you will never, ever, ever find it. And it is like a shadow. You see it in front of you. You see that girl that pops up to you. You see that invitation to sin right in front of you, thinking that's going to make me happy, thinking that's going to bring me that peace to my soul. Just like your shadow, you see it right in front of you. Whenever you take a step towards it, it runs away. It goes away from you. Just like one of the Salaf mentioned about salt water from the ocean. When you try to drink it to quench your thirst, it will never quench your thirst, brothers. Rather, what it will do, it will make you even more thirsty. And that is how the temptations of this world are designed, my dear brothers. Is that whenever you take one step towards it, it runs away from you and makes you want to chase it harder and faster. And that rabbit hole of sinning, by Allah, I have seen students who they are not happy, they're not satisfied, but they just have to, this fake persona to go and fit in at the club and the rave and, oh yeah, we're having fun and, try and fit in with other people. And what happens at the end of the night? You're drunk, you're puking up. And at the end of the night, you haven't remembered your Lord, the one who created you, the one who keeps your heart beating. You haven't remembered Him, you haven't given Him a thought. Yet subhanAllah, at the end of the night, you have the right, you feel you have the right to go to sleep. And there's going to be no consequence after that. There's going to be no effect after that. What do you think happens every single time you take a step away from your Lord? Every single time you answer the call of your lower self, your nafs that screams and calls at you, brothers. What do you think happens? There's no consequence? Have you seen all those people? Afterwards, what happens? Antidepressants on an absolute high. Suicide rates on an absolute high. People are dissatisfied, not happy, going to bed sad. By Allah, the amount of messages I get on Instagram from people saying, I want to commit suicide. I'm not happy. I probe, I ask them, okay, cool, are you praying? No, I'm not praying, but I'm not happy. Now, it's not as simple as, A plus, B equals C. It's not like that. It's not salah equals happiness. It's not like that, right? There's a purification that you have to go through. There's a journey that every single person has to uptake. But the worst formula is thinking that the pleasures of this world will give me contentment, will give me happiness. As Allah says in the Quran, وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. Whoever turns away from my remembrance, whoever turns away from what I reveal, from the Quran, from His dhikr, from the awareness of Allah Azza wa Jal, فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. So that he will then live a miserable life. A miserable life. And that is why, brothers, when it comes to that decision that you have to take in this world, where if I want to be truly happy, if I want to have contentment and peace of soul and heart, and my heart and mind, never will the dunya give you that. Never will the dunya ever bring you that peace and happiness. And that's why for those of you that are struggling a little bit, you need to do a few things. The first thing you need to do, and this does not apply to the person sitting next to you, this does not apply to the person sitting behind you or someone that you can think about, this applies to you, is you have to make the sincere intention to get closer to Allah. And you have to be aware and know what are the ramifications and the implications if you do not get close to Allah and if you do not have a relationship with Him, how your life will turn out. By Allah, wallahi, you know what, yeah, I sometimes think to myself, I'm like, how can I sleep at night knowing that I've missed my salah? Honestly speaking, just missing your salah, knowing that your Lord gave you your eyes, knowing that your Lord gave you the faculties of hearing, of smell, your sight, your comprehension. You know, the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the thumb a certain way and shape so that you can grip things, so that you can hold things. The fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made your feet in a certain way. You know, if you never had your big toe, you would be off balance. You'd be walking with a limp constantly. Why did Allah put your nose at the front and not on the sides? Why did Allah put your ears on the sides and not on your front? Every single thing Allah gave you is a blessing. Have you not reflected وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ, as Allah says in the Quran, أَفَلَا تُبْصِرُونَ? Can you not see? Can you not see within your own self the teeth that you have, the canines that you have to rip the meat, to break the meat down, and then the molars to chew the meat? I mean, wallahi, did we put this there ourselves? Did that come by coincidence? The fact that these balls of jelly inside your skull have exposure to the world, better than any camera that I've got, better than all of them. Allah gave you that. Allah gave you that, and you're going to go to bed thinking all is well. All is well. And literally feel there's no ramifications of that. Every single person, I truly mean this, that is distant from the Creator is void of purpose, is void of any true real meaning in life, true real attachment to anything that is tangible. Because what are they attached to? What are people attached to if they're not attached to Allah? This dunya. And this dunya is finite. That is the nature of the dunya. It begins and it ends. It starts and it finishes. It is temporary. And as Allah says in the Quran, وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ. What is this worldly life except a delusion? A deception and an illusion. You see a mirage, you know mirage, you see it like in hot countries, even sometimes in the UK, right? It's like there's water at the end. You go closer and you're like, where's the water? And it keeps going away from you. That is what this dunya is. It's a deception. The closer you feel you're getting, the more you feel you're accumulating, it runs away from you. Now, this does not mean that you have to live like a hermit. This does not mean that you got to live under like a cave and that's it, like in a monastery and just, worship Allah and like that's all you're going to do. No. I believe that students who go to university are more capable and have more competency than others. And you guys should strive and actually try to attain what you can of this portion of this dunya. As we are told, as the Prophet as Allah says in the Quran, لا تنس نصيبك من الدنيا, that do not forget your portion of this world, right? This world, and some of the Mufassirin, they explain, some of this say that the portion of this world is your kafan, is the shroud that you're wrapped in. And others have said that it is the means that you take to the hereafter. So if you need to eat, you need to eat. If you need to provide for your family, you need to provide for your family. Every single one of you are here at university to what? Become successful in life. And you should strive to do that. But it's important that you understand and you know that anything that you attach your heart to is a cause of distress, is a cause of misery, and is a cause of pain long term. Anything that you attach your heart to in this world, it will always cause you misery in the end. By Allah. If it's a girl that you'll be speaking to right now, and you're texting her, you're saying to her, babe, you know what, like, yeah, we'll get together, or we'll you know what I mean, like, see how it goes, let's test it out, let's see if it's compatible, let's see how things go. And then slowly she's messaging you at night time, she's like, what are you up to? And I'm like, nah, nothing, just watching football, what are you up to, blah blah blah, this and that. and then all of a sudden, things start accelerating, and you're like, miss you, X, and then you're like, miss you too. Like, you're not probably thinking, how do I know this, right? Man just exposed himself. Astaghfirullah. So whenever you attach your heart to something like that, what ends up happening? What ends up happening is, you know what? She says to her dad, yeah, listen, there's this guy that I like, and the dad's a Pakistani, you're an Afghani. You're like, you know what, you ain't man outside your culture, boom, what's going on now, man? You're like, oh, you're crying, you're gonna go see the brother. Brothers are like, bro, what's up, man? Nah, I'm good, man, I'm good, bro, you know what I mean? Like, I see it all the time, brothers. Wallahi, I see it all the time, man. That's an attachment to this world, sometimes some of you brothers are doing crypto, some of you brothers are like, put your money in different things. Boom, market crashes, then what? Bro, I've just lost a bag, man. What's going on there? Every time we attach our heart to something, we always miss out. We always lose out. And that's why it's so important, my dear brothers, that you understand that this dunya is not loyal. This world isn't loyal to any of us. None of us. None of you will it treat you in such a way where it will give you everything and you will never feel any pain from it. Pain is the definition of this life. This life is a journey of pain. But pain is good. Pain is good if it helps bring you closer to Allah. Pain is only negative if it puts a barrier between you and your Lord. If it puts a barrier between you and Allah Azza wa Jal, that's when pain is negative. And pain can be a source of good. Pain can be positive if it shows you the insignificant nature of this world. If it shows you that this world will never be loyal to you. This world will never give you what you want. Some of you are so attached to your grades. Some of you are so attached to the results of this year that you feel that this is make or break for me. This is it. That if I don't succeed here, my life is over. Some of you are thinking like that. Brothers, let me tell you one thing. Wallahi, there's more to life than university. There's more to life than the grades here, than what you get here. You've got a whole lifetime ahead of you. Your attachment here, never ever let it distract you from your obligations to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I always say this, yeah? Any person who does not pray his salah, but knows the obligation of the salah, it's as if you stick two fingers up at Allah. You say, you know what, I don't really care. I don't need you. Why? You know He exists. You know what He requires of you. You know your obligation. Yeah, what do? Oh, I don't need you. Oh, it's not important. Oh, forget it. Maybe again. Maybe later. And by Allah, I can see so many beautiful faces here that I know are on point with their prayer, are on point with their deen, with their religion. And you still make time for your studies. And brothers, on this journey of life, you guys are going to meet many different people. You guys are going to go through many different types of phases in your life. While you guys are young right now, subhanAllah, man, like, if you have to look at the companions, the Sahaba, right? Ashab Rasulullah, why were the ones at Badr, the 313 at Badr, why were they given preference Why were they given preference above all the other companions? Where to some extent, some of the scholars mentioned that the companions that were at Badr, all their sins are forgiven. They can never do anything wrong, and they all enter paradise. Why? Because it's because of this one thing called as-sabiqah, racing and hastening to do good. And in this age right now where you guys are, in this journey of life that you are about to take, if you have made the conscious decision to start growing your beard, to start praying salah, to start doing the right things that you're supposed to do, by Allah, you watch how you will be, inshallah, if you stay steadfast when you're my age. You're 27, 28 years old, And I always say this, I was like, if a brother starts practicing young, he can settle himself into the deen, he can know what he wants from a wife, he can then look for the right wife. But boy, if you're thinking, you know what, I'm going to sin, I'm going to do this and that, and then Hajj when I'm 24, and then flick a switch, it's done. Okay, cool, hold up. You're going to do that, You're going to play Allah like that, What if you die before that, number one? Number two, if you're not settled into your deen, and if you don't have the correct understanding of the religion and identifying yourself as a believer and having the right friends and the right companionship, and boom, you turn 23, 24, 25, go for Hajj, no problem. And then you're going to start looking for a spouse or whatever, etc. You're just figuring yourself out. You're just figuring your own life out. And thinking that, you're going to be able to take care of somebody else as well now. Every brother that I see getting on deen later on in their life, always struggle to I don't know what I want from my spouse, I don't know what type of woman to go for, etc. They're still trying to figure themselves out. Then you got the whole sectarian debates, all left, right and centre, all that rubbish as well. And you get caught up in all of that. But now you don't have time. Wallahi, you don't have time to focus on your deen, to take strides and steps, getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, figuring yourself out. That's a big thing, boys. That's a massive thing. Where you are in a position where you are now identifying yourself, who you are, how you wish to be, how you wish to carry yourself. The friends that you are keeping now, oh my God, do you know how big of an impact that plays in your life? The friends that you keep? Making all these changes when you got bills to pay, when you got rent to pay, when you're about to start a family, when you got all that other pressure on you. Some people crumble, and that's why the people are so many of them that plan to sin and then later on change. They never make it there. 35, when I get married, okay, cool, when I have my child, okay, when my child's older. Never happens. That's why, by Allah, I love you all for Allah's sake, the fact that you are all here. Wallahi, I love every single one of you for the sake of Allah. The fact that you're here. The fact that you guys are practicing, you're striving, you're trying to practice the deen. You're trying to take those conscious steps towards Allah Azza wa Jal. Inshallah, 22, 23, looking for a sister, you know what I'm saying? You want to get married, you guys knows what you want. You guys know, cool, I don't want a feminist, I want someone like this, I want someone like that, alright? So, from your perspective, you can have all these things like building up now as well. I'm just giving you guys some positive benefits and things to think about as well. People that think about the deen a lot later on as well, firstly, you're not guaranteed to be there. Secondly, you don't know who you are. Thirdly, how are you going to look after someone that, you want to be your partner as well? Fourthly, how are you going to raise a family? Fifthly, how are you even going to get on deen just like that? Flick a switch, you got work, you got, a job, you got pressures, you got rent, you got all this stuff. That's why now, while you have free time, boys, oh my God, it is so crucial for you guys to do the right things for your deen. Trust me, now is the time, boys. Most of you, I don't know, is anyone married in here? SubhanAllah, everyone's a bachelor. This room just got a lot hotter, man, flipping hell. SubhanAllah, man, so no one's, if no one's married here, right?
I'm Muslim, sure.
No one's married in here, SubhanAllah, so that's beautiful. The fact that all you guys right now, in this age, you guys, trust me, boys, once you get married, trying to get on deen and trying to strive and trying to do all them things, boy, I'm telling you, it's not easy. It's not easy, brothers. Yeah? When you got another person to look after, it's proper hard sometimes, to focus. And when you're out and she's like, okay, make sure you get this on your way back and all this and that, and you're trying to take steps towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right now is the best time to do it. And that's why, brothers, I'm going to try and conclude now, inshallah. And that's why, in this day and age, my dear beloved brothers, for you guys For you guys to shun the dunya makes me proud to call you my brothers. And now we're in this position where you have to look at us Muslims are being targeted. Orthodox Islam is the last stand on earth. Orthodox Islam is the final last stand on earth against Shaitan and his army. Wallahi. And that's why if you are a practicing Orthodox Muslim in the West right now, they hate that more than anything else. And they will put barriers in your life and they will make your life difficult. And that's why, guess what we need, brothers? We need unity more than anything else. We need to unite all of us. As Allah says, وَاعْتَسِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Hold onto the rope of Allah, all of you, and do not be divided. And my plan is to, inshallah, I'm slowly doing like a tour with ISOCs across the UK. And my plan is to, inshallah, empower young people. Empower you all to make a project for the deen. Have something in your mind that I want to work for the deen. You know, the brothers today, like the ones who are organizing it, you are contributing towards Team Islam, towards the side of Allah Azza wa Jal. You think this is a games night. You think this is a games night, that's it. Like we're going to have games, pizza, all that. But subhanAllah, you're listening to Kalam Allah. You're listening to Allah's dhikr. You're going to be praying salah as well. All of that, never downplay any of that. Pick a project. Do something that allows you to leave a lasting legacy that helps Islam grow. Because I truly believe the revival of Islam is happening in the West. And there is a massive revival. Every time they try thinking they're stronger, every time they try raising their voices, right? We become stronger. Because this is like from a psychological perspective, whenever there's an enemy, the opposition becomes stronger. Whenever the enemy screams and shouts, that empowers the opposite side. And that's why for us, brothers, for us right now, you need to pick something. Can you hold a camera? Can you make posters? Are you able to write? Are you able to blog? Are you able to do something? Are you a people's person? What skill do you have? What do you have that will contribute towards the victory of Islam in the West? What do you have and what can you do? By Allah, never ever think being a mediocre Muslim is enough nowadays. We need people, we need brothers, we need every single one of us to be proactive in doing something. Pick a project. And everyone just first say, oh, charity is good. I understand that. You know, just had charity week as well, mashallah. That's good. I'm talking about from a da'wah front. I'm talking about from raising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's word, making Islam victorious, spreading Islam on campus, right? Who knows about the arguments against atheists? Who can speak about the Western liberal narrative? Who can talk? Who can give a reminder? Who can do something? Organize football for brothers. Do something. Have a reminder afterwards. Have something in place and have a plan, because that will allow all of us to be empowered and grow and to be more united and to raise Allah's word. By Allah, if we don't do this, brothers, we will get eaten up by Shaitan and his army. All of us, subhanAllah, imagine there was no revival of Royal Holloway ISOC a couple of years ago. You lot wouldn't be here. Maybe some of you lot, you started practicing through the ISOC. Maybe some of you brothers started practicing through that. Imagine if you never had that. And now you guys have that. And I want there to be brothers from this room to be like, yes, next year it's going to be better. Next year we're going to need not a classroom, we're going to need a hall. Next year we're going to need this, we're going to need that. Plan, prepare. While you guys are young, while you guys are not married, while you guys do not have families and bills and all that, by Allah, utilize this time for the service of the deen. You boys don't understand. You boys don't understand what you guys actually have. By Allah, you don't understand what you guys have. What you guys have is time. You guys have time. You guys have time. You guys have the deen. You guys have brothers around you. You guys have so much to facilitate, so much good, so much khair for the ummah. And by Allah, truly, I know there will be leaders and lions from this room who will be raised up. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will honor you. And Allah will raise you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be pleased with you because you leave something behind. Bringing one person to the deen Just one person is better than the whole world and everything in it. And that's why people ask me, what do you think about Andrew Tate becoming Muslim? I say, Allahu Akbar. I say a lion has just joined the pack. A lion has just joined us. He's on Team Islam now. He's on our side. Yeah, he's going to have sins, he's going to have problems. Don't learn your deen from him. But look at how many non-Muslims who are young are now becoming Muslim. People said to me, like, on your Instagram, you know, how do you become sincere? Like, you know, you've got like 150,000 followers, and now, like, you know, your videos are going viral and blah blah blah. I say it was harder for me to be sincere when I was at 10 to 18,000 followers. It's more easier for me now. I'll tell you why. Because now I feel a responsibility. Now I feel my voice is heard everywhere around the world. And so I feel a massive responsibility on my shoulders, and being given an opportunity to speak to you guys right now, I'm no longer thinking for just High Wycombe I'm thinking global now. I'm thinking, by Allah, we have to win. Islam has to be victorious. How do I mean by Islam being victorious? I mean the spread of Islam. You go to any person and ask them what Islam is 20 years ago, they'll be like, oh, what's that? Is it something to do with Muhammad? Like, you know what I mean? They're like, they don't know what Islam is. You ask anyone what's Islam now, oh, they'll have 101 things to tell you. Every single person. And is this not what the Prophet ﷺ said? Every single house Islam shall enter. And ask yourself, are you going to be part of that prophecy, or are you going to just watch it happen? Are you going to watch it happen, or are you going to be part of that prophecy? My brother Flo here, he told me earlier, he said that, you know, he went to Germany and he wasn't practicing or praying. And guess what? His cousin in Germany just said, "Yeah, let's go to the masjid, man. Let's just go to the masjid." And he was trying to put it off. But he went, and now he's practicing. Do you know someone who you could have influence over? Do you know, subhanAllah, do you know a brother who could have come to this game tonight, that you could have just pulled up? Wallahi, like me and Junaid were walking here, we saw some boys that, like, you know, little beard. I gave them salam, they gave salam back. I was thinking, man, I want to invite them to come to this talk. Like, why are these brothers not here? Why is everyone who's a Muslim not here? You don't got thousands of Muslims on campus. Like, start a dawah project, start a stall, start a team of brothers that are dedicated to calling others. Never ever be shy to speak about Islam. Never ever be shy. Brothers, never ever be shy to speak about your religion. Never ever be shy to spread Islam. Never ever be shy to speak to anyone you see out there about Islam. Never ever be shy to call people to the deen of Allah. Because by Allah, do you know where they're going if they don't have Islam? Do you know where they're going to end up if they don't have Islam? I spent 3 days ill last week. I spent 3 days with a stomach bug, and I said, oh Allah, I can't bear the hellfire, Ya Rab. I can't bear the hellfire. I can't, Ya Allah, please save me from the fire of hell. Save me from Jahannam. Do you know where these people are going? If no one goes to them, if no one speaks to them, if no one pulls them aside, where are they going? Where are they heading to? You enter the shower and it's like, the temperature's too hot and it just scalds your hair. You're like, oh my God, that few seconds there, put a little match and put your hand on top of it, 2 seconds, you're going to be like, no, I can't do it. Imagine your whole body being roasted in the hellfire. Imagine your brain bubbling and boiling. Imagine being burned. Imagine trying to climb out of hellfire and your nails crumbling and your skin being fried. Imagine that's happening to you. Imagine that's happening to your cousins. Imagine that's happening to everyone out there, brothers. By Allah, where are they going? Where are they going if they don't have Islam? And that's why we need to deploy young brothers like yourself, unmarried, free time. Here in the West, you have the gift of this tongue, the English language. You have that, brothers. You have the English language. Do you know how much of a blessing that is? What annoys me more than anything else is I see brothers saying, I want to go live in Saudi for the rest of my life. Brother, you've been born and raised in the UK. You have this English tongue. You know what La ilaha illallah is. You know what Tawheed is. And you're going to be silent? You're not going to speak to anyone? You're not going to go talk to someone? How many years do we practice for our exams and our dissertations and everything else? How much time do we put into learning a little bit of deen so that we can share it with some people? That's why, brothers, my final message to you is those organizers here, do not leave them by themselves. Do not leave them hanging. Be someone of substance. Be someone who calls people to Allah. Be someone who, yes, focus on yourself. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nara. O you who believe, a direct call from Allah. O you who believe, every single one of us he's talking to. Save yourselves. Save yourselves and your people from the hellfire. While you're at university, this campus, they're all your people. This campus, they're all your people. They're all your people. So the responsibility is on you, brothers. I've said what I needed to say. Oh Allah, you are my witness that I've spoken to these brothers. And my dear beloved brothers, I want you to all go away today. Be inspired to do something and be someone of substance and to strive for the deen. Make it known that you are Muslims. Strive fi sabilillah in calling others to Islam, in bringing others, taking them out of the hellfire into paradise. By Allah, brothers, your aim in life, and I'm going to end on this. Your aim in life, your goal in life should be to get to paradise and take as many people as you can with you. And if you live a life like that, wallahi, it will save you from so many things. It will keep you always busy. It will keep you constantly focused. You know, one of the most biggest reasons of mental health and depression and all these things is a lack of focus. And I can proudly sit here in front of you and say to you, I've never had depression. I had it once when I was non-practicing, but I've never had depression. Why? Because I'm constantly focusing on something to do with the spread of Islam. Is it an event? Is it a retreat? Is it taking brothers for Umrah? Is it a lecture? Is it some videos that I need to make? What am I doing? And I'm married with 2 kids. And I'm trying to always think, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? Past 12 years, that's been my life. And I'm never going to stop. And I want you guys to start as well. And make this your life as well. Because by Allah, it's a shame and a waste of talent and personnel if all of you guys go away and in 4 years' time, this room is full of the same like people and you just, want to just chill with like your boys and that's it. Like, in High Wycombe, right? In High Wycombe, our brotherhood, and I'm not sure if you guys seen some of these videos on like on my Instagram where we'd have like iftar. If you haven't, just go check it out, right? Where in Wycombe we have a very strong brotherhood, and always what ends up happening is like 3 boys start chilling with each other and like, oh cool, we're now a little clique, now a little like group, like it's like 4 of us and we're just chilling together. In High Wycombe, it's an open brotherhood. Everyone is welcome. No one is left out. Because it's not about, oh, I'm practicing, you're practicing, oh, me and you, yeah, we together, let's go chill, let's just leave everyone in. No, Islam is an inclusive brotherhood. The doors are always open. And I want you guys to help the organizers, I want you guys to help the brothers, and I want you guys to make this environment contagious for everyone out there. So many people will become Muslim just by chilling with you guys. You lot are amazing. By Allah, you guys are beautiful brothers. I love you all for Allah's sake. Wallahi, I love you all for the sake of Allah. And I ask Allah to forgive me and ask you to forgive me if I've ever said anything that was hurtful or harmful in this reminder. I'm just a human. Anything bad was from myself and shaitan. Anything good was from Allah. But I ask that Allah Azza wa Jal inspires your heart to live a life of purpose, live a life that calls to Him, live a life that allows you to be someone where you stand on Yawm al-Qiyamah, millions of people will come behind you and you will look and say, Ya Allah, what is this? Allah will say, this was one person that you brought to Islam and he brought millions of other people and their progeny and their progeny and their progeny all became Muslim, because you will fall down crying at how grateful you are to Allah to give you this opportunity to give da'wah. So, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to allow us to be men of purpose. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be pleased with us. Amin ya Rabb. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.